Welcome to the ICSC Judging Training. My name is Catherine Zells, and I will be your guide for this short video. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about judging collegiate sales competition role plays. Every student you see in a competition dedicates hours of practice to honing their skills, and faculty to coaching these students. This is always in addition to normal classwork for both students and faculty, so your help in fairly evaluating their skills is greatly appreciated. This video is approximately 20 minutes long. After watching it, if you pass the little online quiz, your name will go into a drawing of your choice for one of 4 tea times on Saturday morning of the ICSC weekend at Shingle Creek Golf Resort, or one of 4 Rosen Center Spa gift certificates for use sometime during the ICSC. You will know 1 week in advance if you are a winner. Almost every sales program teaches the same basic flow of a sales meeting. It breaks down the sales meeting into 4 parts: an opening, sometimes called an approach, a needs identification phase, a presentation phase, and a gain commitment or closing phase. Of course, throughout the meeting, objections, questions, or concerns can occur, which the salesperson must manage. As a judge, you are requested to evaluate how well the student has adopted this process and how professional the student is in both verbal and nonverbal communications. In the video, we will break down the process into its component parts and show you how it relates to the judging form. Your job is to rate the student on how well they perform on each part. The ratings are 0 to 10, with 0 being you did not see it, and 10 being what you would expect from a very experienced professional. So let's begin with the meeting opening, which has 4 components: a professional introduction, building rapport, establishing the purpose of the meeting with an expected next step, and transitioning to the next step, the needs ID phase.
Hey, Juan?
Yeah.
Hey, Martin from the ICSC.
Hey, nice to meet you, Morgan.
How you doing today?
Good.
Mind if I take a seat?
Yeah, go ahead and have a seat.
Appreciate it. Well, I came in and spoke with Will, I believe last week, a little bit about what we do in the LTSB as far as helping salons optimize their operations. And he sort of let me know that he worked more on the salon side and you were more on the business side of things. So I'm glad we got a chance to sit down here and talk a little bit. Just kind of wanted to get an idea of how you run things, run the operation, understand your business a little bit, and then we can talk about what Neil TSP can do to help those operations. And then I would like to do a little bit of a demonstration of our software with you, if that would be all right.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Most experienced judges would consider that a poor to mediocre execution of the opening. So let's compare it to what most judges would consider a fair to pretty good execution of an opening.
Come on in.
Good morning, Billy. Austin
doing?
Rins, Neil TSP.
Nice to meet you.
Do you mind if I take a
Oh,
seat
please
real
do.
quick?
Yeah.
Do you care if I put my stuff down?
That's all yours.
All right, great. Just gonna take some notes throughout the meeting. Here's my business card. Do you mind swapping business cards?
Yeah, actually mine's in the lobby, so
Oh, no,
just
it's completely
on our
fine.
way out.
So we talked about 20 minutes on the phone. Is that still okay for you?
Perfect, yeah.
Sounds great. So since we've talked on the phone, you know that I talked to Will Galati over at Heroner.
Yeah, he likes you. You passed his test,
Yeah.
so that was good.
He's a great guy, and
Yeah.
he was just telling me how styling is his expertise, and he was telling me how you're the numbers guy. And
He affectionately refers to me as the numbers guy. That's all he talks to me about.
You're great with numbers, so obviously that was true. And so what I got from that is that your expertise is definitely numbers and business, and you know more about that side, as well as Will knows about styling. So just like you guys have your own expertise, us at Neil TSP, we have our own expertise, which is creating salon software that helps you and your business grow and makes your lives easier. So since we only have about 20 minutes today, I'd like to take that time to learn a little bit more about your business, see if we can work together, and then if we can, I'll show you some solutions and we'll see if we can take the next step. How's that sound to you?
Sounds great, yeah.
Sounds great? All right, so
you know what, though? I think I'm thinking about
You are free to establish your own grade scale as to what you consider poor, okay, and pretty good. However, it is important that you be consistent from student to student. At ICSC, you keep all your judging sheets until you have graded all 5 of the students you will judge. This allows you to go back and adjust grades if you started off too low or too high. Now let's move on to the needs ID. Here the student is expected to first uncover the decision process, then get to understand the overall situation. The student next is expected to probe for potential problems or issues that could help the prospect improve their business situation. If the student finds an issue, they should then probe for the value of solving the issue. Keep in mind that value can be not only money, but stress relief or the savings or redistribution of time. Let's watch.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, great. Now, do you mind if I take notes throughout this process?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Now, I've already met with Will, but is there anyone else who needs to be here in order to move forward with the decision?
Nope, that's just about it.
Okay. And then that brings me to my next point. If we decide to move forward today, is there anything currently stopping you or speeding up the decision to adapt to a CRM system?
Well, we are a very quickly moving company, so we would like to implement this as soon as possible if we do decide to implement.
ASAP, okay. And then, when partnering with a company like ours, what's important to you?
Well, we don't partner with very many other companies, but whenever we do, we really like to make sure that that company is trustworthy. So trust is a very big factor for us.
Really noted. And then I'd also like to double check some of the information that I've gathered through my homework. Are you currently still operating out of one location?
Yes, that is correct.
And then do you still have 8 chairs, 12 service providers?
That is correct as well.
Okay. And then are you currently using a CRM system?
No, not really.
Great.
So how do you think this salesperson is doing so far? Did you notice how she asks about the decision process and the basic facts related to the business? Now let's watch a sequence where the salesperson probes for a problem and gets an idea of whether the buyer sees the problem as serious enough to find a remedy. In a typical roleplay, you will see this sequence repeated 2, 3, or even 4 times as the salesperson tries to uncover multiple ways to help the buyer improve their business.
Okay, now Kendall, can you tell me how you're currently tracking your inventory?
Well, we have a clipboard that we put in the back room. Whenever we get an inventory load, we track it on there. And then each day I usually go in and check, make sure that the numbers are correct, update them at the end of each sales day, and then as necessary, I'll order.
Okay, and how many hours are you spending doing that each morning and each night?
Well, I'm not in the office all that much, but most of the time, well, the office being the salon, but whenever I am, that's usually what I'm doing. So it's probably about 2 or 3 hours a day.
Okay, and do you feel like that's a concern to you? Do you feel like you could better reallocate that time?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you think that an inventory system that manually, or not manually, that's what you're doing now, that automatically tracked what you were doing, would that save you time?
Yeah, I thought about that before. I figured that there probably was something that existed to do that, but I thought that would be a really great idea.
Great. Now, let's just do a simple math equation to see where we could reallocate that time. So you mentioned that you're spending 2 to 3 hours each day.
Yeah, I would say probably 2.5 on average.
2.5 on average, so 2.5 hours each day. Is that 7 days a week?
No, only 5 days a week.
Okay, so 2.5 times 5. So that's 12.5 hours a week times 52 hours a year. That's 650 hours a year of your time.
Wow,
just
I've never
spent
thought of it like
checking
that.
on a clipboard. Now, if we could give you back that time, do you think that would provide value?
Of course.
Okay, so
Yeah.
650 hours. Great. Now, Kendall, the next thing I was wondering is, do you believe that your booking process can be improved? Have you ever experienced any challenges, or are you happy with what you're doing currently?
I would say we could definitely improve it. We have each stylist manage their own appointment books.
Okay.
So it can be a little complicated, especially when we have new customers that are not settled with a stylist yet.
Okay, so what challenges have you experienced when they're
Sometimes there are overlappings, or
overlapping?
we don't have as many stylists in the store as we need to, the store being a salon. And sometimes we have an issue with that.
Okay, great.
Customers might have to wait a little bit longer. And
Okay, now the next thing that we could do here, just to see exactly how much you're losing and just so you can get a better understanding, is do you believe that there's ever been, you've ever lost a customer due to an over or double booking?
I would say it only happens about twice a week.
Okay, so twice a week. And would you mind telling me what the average retail ticket is in your salon, or the average all-around ticket?
All-around ticket would probably be around $65.
Okay, so $65, but twice a week. That puts you at, let's see, 65 times 2. That puts you about $130 out each week. which is really tough on a salon, in this area. And Will sent me over what your goals were, and in order to reach those goals, we need that $130 each week. Do you agree?
I would agree, definitely.
Okay. 130 times 52 weeks in a year. So that's $6,760 a year.
Oh wow, we
That
could
just-
use that for many other things.
Of course, and just by reallocating that booking, you're able to get that money. What else do you think that you could use that money for?
Probably in the development of a second location.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Is that one of your goals?
Definitely.
Oh, fantastic. So the next thing I'd like to talk about, are you currently doing any reporting on your stylist performance? Is that something that you do?
Well, we don't really have a way to crunch the numbers.
The final part of the needs ID phase is to summarize the issues uncovered and gain a pre-commitment for the buyers to consider a solution.
Promotions, like for the public.
Okay, so we kind of touched on a few things here, but is there anything else that you want to bring up regarding your salon management?
I mean, not really. That's really the main things right now, just booking and marketing. You said marketing, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Inventory, of course.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we did talk about a couple things that SalonBiz could probably help you with, being maybe an online booking system, making that easier for you, retaining your customers with a marketing strategy, and also controlling your inventory.
Right.
So if I could show you how SalonBiz could provide these benefits to your salon, would you be interested in making a purchase and partnering with SalonBiz?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, wonderful.
I've kind of
This takes us into the solution presentation phase. Here you will see the salesperson introduce the company and then present how the product specifically addresses the issue uncovered in the needs ID phase. The focus of the presentation phase should be on the benefits of overcoming the issue or problem. Again, in a typical role play, this sequence plays out multiple times, once for each need uncovered.
So I'm going to shift gears and go into a little bit about SalonBiz so you can feel more comfortable. Okay. So you mentioned you are looking for a company that is trustworthy, good communicators, and reliable. And that's just what SalonBiz is. This is a company overview. I can leave this for you at the end. So SalonBiz has been around since 1999, and we are a computer software program used to control the management aspects of a salon. So essentially our goal is to help salons like Hair on Earth reach their full potential. And we're the #1 most widely used software for this program, for this purpose, excuse me. So something I wanted to show you was a case study done by Salon 730. This is a salon out of Jacksonville, Florida that I worked personally with. They remind me just of you guys at Hair on Earth because they were all manual. They were doing everything inventory manual, and they were doing their appointments manual, and there have been impressive results after they've implemented SalonBiz. Their profit has increased dramatically throughout the quarters, and they have money left over from inventory. So you said that you're losing, you would say about $3,000 in inventory from products not being there or lost products. Implementing SalonBiz can not only save you that money, but it could also teach you ways to put that money back into the business and enhance it overall.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you in person how it looks on a computer, if that's okay. You also mentioned appointments. So everything is manual right now. I know that that could probably get a little bit confusing with your 8 stylists.
Yeah.
So I want to show you 2 features. I want to show you appointments and online booking. Appointments first. So this is our feature that keeps everything super organized. So I'm going to click on the 9th for an example, and here are all of your stylists.
Okay.
So you can see when their clients are coming in. We have Anna Ferris style of color treatment. It has her email, her phone number, her reservation, the time it will take, and something amazing about appointments is it's a great way to stay organized, but also your stylist can see it from their tablet as well. Moving on is online booking. And this thing is amazing because we have had so many compliments on this. I actually want to show you, I have a testimonial letter from Rob Roy. He's down in Fort Lauderdale, and he said that this feature alone, online booking, has increased his sales by 45%. And I could leave this for you to read. Sure. Online booking is a great way for clients to go on and choose a time that they prefer. A lot of the times when you get your hair done and you want to check out, you're in a rush to leave. Yeah. So you are always, or the client is always out the door, you know, saying they'll rebook later. But one great thing about online booking is they can do it 24 hours, whenever. So if Stacy or Lucy is getting home late, this is always available. She can choose her stylist, her date, her time of day, and it'll send her an email and a text reminder the day before, and it'll also let you guys know when she booked it. So this overall just increases efficiency, dramatically, and in turn could lead to more sales.
In this next short sequence, you will see a typical trial close. Note this is not asking for an order, but just checking if the buyer is agreeing with the seller about the benefits produced by using the product.
Out, you can have your iPad or your tablet on you, and you can be on the floor watching all your stylists perform, and in turn it'll add value to your company. So looking over all this, does this make you a little bit more comfortable with how Salon Visit works?
A little bit, but you know.
Throughout the meeting, the buyer may ask questions or raise concerns about the product, the salesperson, or the company supplying the product. These objections must be managed by the seller by first ensuring that the objection is clarified by the seller to ensure the correct issue is addressed. Only then should the seller respond to the concern. Finally, confirm that the answer was accepted by the buyer. In a typical role play, expect 3 or 4 of these sequences to occur.
How long, out of curiosity, how long did it take you to learn this whole process?
So is your concern that it's going to take a long time to learn?
Yeah, because you know, my employees, like I said, I don't want to be going by the books anymore, but this looks like how it will be all electronic and everything. I want to make sure it's not too confusing for them to take on this new process.
Okay, so I completely understand you're concerned, and you're not the first person to bring this up at all. So I know it looks pretty overwhelming, but it actually is super easy. So if you decided to implement Salon Biz, I could come into your salon with your stylist and teach it all to you in about 20 minutes. It's that easy. And all of it is organized in a way that it's easy to learn and it's easy to catch up on, if that makes sense. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Having shown how the product uniquely addresses the buyer's needs, the seller asks the buyer to take the next step in the process. Depending on the situation, this could be anything from another meeting to a commitment to purchase. Usually pricing comes up at this point, and the seller needs to justify the investment.
Is to show you the benefits of Salon Biz and how truthfully we can come in and help you. So these numbers can dramatically increase, just like I showed you with Salon 730 case study. So we went over the features of inventory, appointment scheduling, and stylist performance, and how those could really benefit Hair on Earth. We went over pricing, and you agreed with me that Salon Biz could help you and the efficiency of your business. So why don't we implement Salon Biz today?
I think I would like to. I think I would like to implement this. So what do I have to do now?
Great. So all we have to do now is fill out some paperwork, and we can get on your way. Okay. Does that sound great?
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you have a great day.
Thanks.
Thank you for watching this training video. Keep in mind that there are always 4 major parts of the sales meeting, but depending on the situation, the sequence presented in this video does not have to be followed exactly. At the end of the judging form, there are 2 general evaluations concerning communication skills and an overall comfortable issue, where the question is, would you really buy from this person? Now, to qualify for the drawing, for the golf outing or the spa day, go to the link provided in your email and take the 10-question quiz.